Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the Texans franchise. We are going to try to wrap up this season as soon as possible. We are done with the second year. It's not been a great year for us. I thought it would be a lot better than the first year where we had the number one overall pick. But I think we're gonna be headed for yet another number one overall pick, or maybe like at least top 5, as we have upgrades here for a few players that will probably replace in the off season. I don't think I'm gonna re-sign Ross Blacklock. His contract is up, and then Brevin Jordan, we might be replacing him. His contract is not up. But there is an interesting tight end in this draft class. But we'll talk about that later. This is that time again where the bye week is part of this episode. And whenever there's a bye week, I'm trying to show you all of the interesting draft prospects that I'm targeting. As we have an ACL sprain for AJ Lincoln. So he's going to miss this game against Carolina. And yeah, so we are gonna face 2 teams today instead of the usual 3, but in the middle of the episode I'm gonna show you all those draft prospects that I find to be very interesting. We have huge holes all across the roster. The offense looks a lot better than the defense, I know that, but let's start with the first game of the day. We have the Panthers with Nick Norris, the rookie quarterback, looking pretty solid, like a game manager type. They still have Christian McCaffrey, who is going to be an issue. We have one of the worst run defenses, if not the worst in the league. And the top 10 running backs always give us problems. They have the usual receivers, plus they drafted Will Levingston, 98 speed, 96 acceleration. Probably not going to see a whole lot of him today, but a little bit. They have a pretty bad offensive line. I mean, it's okay, I guess. They drafted Cordell Dobson. They still have Brian Burns and Derek Brown. They have Shaq Thompson. And their corner duo is, I think, J.C. Horn and C.J. Henderson. And then they got Jeremy Chin at the back. So the defense looks pretty solid. I'd be surprised if the Texans would score a lot of points today, against the Panthers at least. But there is a weakness you should abuse, because that offensive line is nothing special. They have a good tackle duo, but the interior is kind of weak. And so you should be winning this up front against that offensive line. And I'm not sure that the Texans are going to have the talent to do it, because this defensive line has been pretty awful for the entirety of the season. But I guess we'll see. Nick Norris is going to step out onto the field here with his team and start the day off on offense. Norris has a solid rookie season, I guess. He has not been starting the entire season. That's obvious from the stat line. But here he goes with close bunch to the right. McCaffrey stays in to protect. He gets it away, and this is a wide open Ian Thomas. And a first down for the Panthers. Third down and 11 now from the midfield logo. Norris is dumping it off, and this is incomplete. McCaffrey drops it. Fourth down, and they punt it away to the Texans. So there's a stop at least. Pressure got in, and Norris didn't know where to go with the football. Davis Mills heading for a 4,000 plus yard season. Only 5 interceptions this entire season, but not as sharp in the red zone. 3rd and 5. Mills gets it away on the angle route for Dameon Pierce, and that's a first down. And they move the chains. First down and 10. Motion for Ty Johnson. It's a handoff to Dameon Pierce, and he runs it up the left side, the right side, and that's a first down. That's 10 yards on the dot, I think. And they get another first down into Panthers territory now. And On 2nd and 12, Justin Ross wide open over the middle. That's 15 yards, 16 yards on the post route, right in front of the safety, and Ross got the first down there. Now we'll move into the red zone as Dameon Pierce just runs it inside zone. Touchdown Texans, and they take the lead. Dameon Pierce gets into the end zone, and the rushing game has been a lot stronger this season. This is something that you have to recognize. The rushing success of this offense has been a lot better than in year one. And there is another first down to Ian Thomas with a throw over the middle there. That's about 12 yards or something. And now DJ Moore got the first down. That's, I think, 10 more. 3rd and 7. Nick Norris throws it to Robbie Anderson. That's a first down, 13 yards. They are moving the chains quickly now to start the second quarter here. They get into the red zone. Nick Norris has a clean pocket, gets it away. Touchdown, Ian Thomas. And that's a score. Panthers take a touchdown as well, so that's gonna be a tied up game at 7. 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Mills gets it away, and that's a catch. It's Justin Ross at the sideline. First down, Texans. Now from the midfield logo, it's Davis Mills. Got a clean pocket for now, needs to throw it, and that's incomplete. Why did he try to run there? Just set your feet and throw the angle route, dude. McCaffrey is up the field. Nobody's there to tackle him. And that's a first down run of 26 yards for McCaffrey. Blake Cashman completely whiffing on an open field tackle there. Ian Thomas to the right side. Another first down. They can't stop this tight end. And that's about 13 yards to Ian Thomas. 2nd and 3. Nick Norris hands it off to McCaffrey, and wide open up the middle, and that's a first down run of 19 yards. And they are moving the chains quickly. We're at the 2-minute warning now. They're trying to take the lead. Nick Norris gets it away. Ian Thomas again. They can't seem to stop him. Wow, this Panthers offense looks solid in this first half, I gotta say. 14-7, but 2 minutes left for Davis Mills. Can you do something? Clean pocket, gets it away. Wide open is Gary Gordon, and that's a first down out of bounds at the Panthers 41. Huge conversion. There's the 97 speed on this play. And 2nd and 10 now from the edge of field goal range. Davis Mills, clean pocket, gets it away, and that's a catch made at the sideline. This is also Gary Gordon. And he converts. And now they're trying to run some time. Handoff to Dameon Pierce on 3rd and 1, and they didn't get it. It's a 4th down. And now what do? Do you go for it? Yeah, I think you gotta go for it. 37 seconds left. They hand it off. Pierce up the left side. First down, 9 yards. Converting, 30 seconds, timeout. Panthers, interestingly. 3rd and goal. Davis Mills, pressure coming in. He needs to make a decision and is taken down, but there's a flag down anyway, so I don't know if it mattered. Holding on the offense. Brian Burns on the sack, but on the other side, Laramie Tunsil also had the holding call. So that is going to result in a field goal, and the Panthers take a 14-10 lead into halftime. Now this is a close game, but the Panthers are looking like the better team, I gotta say. They are very solid at driving down the field, no time, no plays wasted, just slowly working your way down the field, first down for first down, as we are seeing a couple other games, but it doesn't matter really all that much. Colts are looking in shape to win this division right now, but let's get back to this one. And Mills taken down on the second attempt. Derek Brown was in there, missed the tackle. He is credited with a half sack, but he really shouldn't have been. Mills tried to throw it, but no chance. It's Luvu taking him down at the end. 3rd and 5. Nick Norris after the Texans punt, and they get the first down. That's Robbie Anderson. 3rd and 10. Nick Norris gets it away, and it is intercepted. This is Jalen Petre, and he's taken down by McCaffrey and Norris. Wow, what a boneheaded throw by Nick Norris. That was way too easy. Norris had a clean pocket, tried to throw it to Ian Thomas, but he was perfectly covered by Petre. What are you thinking there? And interception means short field for the Texans. Davis Mills, fullback into the game. Pressure coming in from all sides. He gets it away, and it is nowhere close. That would have been a touchdown, man. That was 3rd and 6, by the way, so that's only a field goal coming off the turnover. As Norris dumps it off to his receiver, I think. Who is that? Is that Alan Lazard, I think. 1st and 10, Nick Norris gets it away. Ian Thomas wide open again. And yeah, 14 is Alan Lazard. They signed him last offseason. So that's a first down. And they're driving down the field again. Slowly but surely. And now they are not anymore. It's Jabari Zuniga in the backfield. He gets into this game here with a sack on Nick Norris. Now from the midfield logo. He gets it away, but this is going to be short. Alex Day makes the tackle for a 4th down, but he allows a completion that allows the Panthers to take a field goal. 1st and 10, and this is a beautiful throw to Brevin Jordan right in between the zones before he got hit. Perfect timing too. And now 3rd and 10. Davis Mills has a clean pocket for now. Has to make a decision. He throws it to Brevin Jordan, and that's going to be a first down. 11 yards right at the sticks. 3rd and 8. Davis Mills has some time. Throws it. Justin Ross. That's a first down. 18 yards. They are going to continue this drive. Can they finally get into the end zone again? 3rd and 8. Critical 3rd down here. Mills gets it away, and this is Brandon Cooks, but that's short. Not even close. 4th down and 5. He was shoved backwards and then got a little bit of forward progress, so that eliminated like the 7 yards he had at first. And so that's another field goal for the Texans as Christian McCaffrey moves the sticks there. 3rd and 12, and that's Alan Lazard. And that is not going to be enough. That's a 4th down. And they take a 62-yard field goal try. And this one is not even close. 3rd and 1. Davis Mills with a short field here. But Dameon Pierce still nowhere to go through. This rushing offense today was pretty bad. Derek Brown was destroyed like literally anything. But now 4th down and 1. They're going for it. Dameon Pierce into the end zone. It's a 39-yard touchdown. And the Texans take the lead for the first time today. Actually, that's not the first time. They had the 7-0 lead in the beginning. I'm sorry, I forgot that. But the Texans are taking the lead at last. A 2-point try to make this a 7-point game. And Pierce to the outside, nowhere to go. And Janovich completely missed his block. And there is a flag on the play. It's going to be a holding. So it doesn't even matter. They are just going to decline this and go to the kickoff. From the 36, Nick Norris has Alan Lazard breaking a tackle. And that's a first down. We're 5 minutes away from the end of the game. And now Nick Norris, they go with the read option. And that's a first down. Huge conversion. About 19 yards there for Nick Norris. 1st and 10. Norris, 4-man pressure. Gets it away and wide open again. You guessed right. It is Ian Thomas. Touchdown Panthers. And they are taking the lead right back in absolutely no time. And now they are going to do the 2-point try. Nick Norris, almost sacked, resets his feet outside the pocket, and it is Ian Thomas again. Wow, they cannot stop Ian Thomas. Now 4th down and 2. Mills gets it away. Cut. Gary Gordon. First down. 11 yards. At least somebody's trying to do something. Now they are close to the red zone. Play action. Shot for Mills over the middle. This is Brandon Cooks. First down. We're 31 seconds away. 28 seconds away from the end of the game. Fullback into the game. Dameon Pierce. Wide open. Touchdown. Huge rushing lane there. And the Texans are taking the lead. And there is 24 seconds left. If you take the extra point here, you're done with a 4-point lead, and they do. 2nd and 10. Nick Norris. This is a Hail Mary attempt. And he throws it down the field. It's going to be shy of the end zone, and it is incomplete. 4 seconds left. Another Hail Mary attempt. Nick Norris. 3-man pressure, and he is going to finally throw it, and way short, and that is actually caught by Robbie Anderson, but 37 yards away from the end zone, and the Texans finally win a game again. Or I think we lost, we won the last game at the end of the last episode, but this is only the 3rd victory of the season. So, yeah. And we're going to look at some stats. Great comeback there for the Texans, I think. Davis Mills, that was a pretty awful performance. He missed so many throws on 1st and 2nd down. We had so many 3rd down throws that were just like impossible to complete. Then we couldn't stop Ian Thomas for the life of us. 113 and 3 touchdowns. You kidding me? Gary Gordon was our leading receiver at 60 yards. Justin Ross had 55. We couldn't get in Brandon Cooks involved because that defensive line is just too good. We were pressured all day today, and it didn't amount into huge sack numbers, but we still got pressured a lot today, and we couldn't run the football at all with that defensive line and Derek Brown in the middle. So yeah, that is still a victory, and we managed to win this one. Hang on till the 4th quarter, and then score with about 30 seconds left in the game. As Jabari Zuniga gets an upgrade here, he had the only sack for us today. And then Jalen Petre, he gets an upgrade. He had an interception today. That is basically the best game of his entire career at the Texans, I think. Nah, he's awful. I am going to replace him. He's just not playing up to his ratings. He was supposed to be a great option as a slot corner, and it's said to be like, if you're a great slot corner in college football, then you're gonna have no problem transitioning to corner or safety in the NFL, because slot corner is already the most difficult position. And so everybody expected Jalen Petre to be this elite cover DB in the slot and like deep down the field. He has the speed to do it, but he's just he's just not great. So yeah, that did not go all that well with the offensive line, but I guess at least we got the win. And I think there was also a little bit of there were some clean pockets too, but there were also a lot of pockets where it collapsed immediately just because the speed of Brian Burns and like the power of Derek Brown just bulldozing over guys, and we just got a speed upgrade for Marcus Davenport. I love it. He has now 86 speed, and but this offensive line also needs some serious work, because this is not enough. We need to have cleaner pockets to throw from, because Davis Mills' throw under pressure rating is pretty bad. And then we have Dameon Pierce. He gets another speed upgrade, so he's now at 88. I think when we started the series he had 86 or 85, I'm not sure. But he's getting up there, and he's getting some touchdowns too, like some deep touchdowns, not just some I'll run it in from 2 yards out. And then this is a pretty weak upgrade for Davis Mills, I gotta tell you. Like, yeah, I am gonna replace him eventually. Just this draft class looks really bad at quarterback. This is not what I'm looking for. Now we have the bye week, and this is where I'm always talking about the draft coming up, the prospects we're scouting. And this bye week is really late. So this is not a typical bye week for me. Usually I'm just talking about who are the best first round guys, who do I think is going to look great. This time we already have the info. Usually the bye week is like week 4 or week 7 where I don't know anything about anyone. But now we're already like at the end of the scouting period during the season. And so there's a lot of info out there. And this upgrade, I gotta say, is also pretty weak. Only +1 zone coverage for Derek Stingley. But I gotta tell you, our corner duo looks absolutely locked down. Like DJ Moore, he looked like he didn't play in this game. It looked like he wasn't even on the field. He was completely shut down by Derek Stingley. And then we get an upgrade for Kenyon Green, +1 strength. I love it. He's, by the way, also the weak point of the line. I think that Eric McCoy and Greg Springs are doing fine jobs, but Kenyon Green is just allowing way too much pressure. He is getting beat all the time. But he's young, so I'm going to hang on for now. I just think we're going to need some more offensive line help, especially at the tackle spots. Laramie Tunsil didn't want to sign his contract, so he's probably going to be gone this offseason. And the right tackle spot, I tried to do it with Andre Dillard, but he is just not the real deal. So yeah, we're going to replace both our tackles probably. And we might even look at upgrades for the interior line as well, if we find them. And then we're going to make an offer to Kaimi Fairbairn, who is a solid kicker with great power. He has a great leg, and this is why I'm going to offer him a 1-year deal. But let's look at this draft class. I already told you that quarterback looks pretty bad. So we'll start at receiver. Cliff Kitchens looks like an absolute stud receiver, but I don't think receiver is a priority right now. He looks to be has very solid hands and might be a great deep threat with batch or route running. Another target that would be a lot more interesting because 2nd to 3rd round projection is Jason Young, but he's 23 years old. 6'4" though, and if those athletic traits turn out on the good side, I think he's really good. He has A to C short route running, A spec catch, A to C catch in traffic, A to C release. So he's a physical receiver. And then for all the fans of Lindell Thierry from my Lions franchise, we have another Thierry here. Unfortunately, he looks not all that great. He is 5'11" and doesn't have great speed, and that is usually like a deal breaker for me. If you're that short, you gotta have some speed. And he doesn't even have like a great release or spec catch. He's just probably gonna be a pure not great, I guess. There is another Thierry though, and I'm a lot more excited about this guy. Deep threat, 6'1", 208, 22 years old, out of Houston. And I think that he might be a target of ours. Great to elite acceleration, good to great speed, potential UDFA projection. And he has B medium route, B deep route. He has B to D short, so we don't know about that. He has B release. His catch and traffic is probably going to be pretty bad, but he can get off the line. He has great speed and good route runnings down the field. And then my favorite target of this offensive draft class is Diego Cordova. Great to elite excel, good to great speed, good to great strength. Projected round 2 to 3. And like A's and B's across the board. The only thing that's really worrisome is his injury rating. He is probably going to be injury prone. If we somehow miss out on him, then there's Bradley Foley, 23 years old, so a little bit on the older side, around 3 to 4 projection, but also great speed, or good to great speed, good to great strength, and the rest of the athleticism doesn't look as great, but he also has like some serious upside here with a lot of those ratings. You're a little bit concerned about the C2F pass block, I guess, but for like a 3rd round pick, I think he's fine. And then James Dodson, 6'3", day 3 projected, with good to great excel, solid to good speed, good to great strength. So he looks like a really good athlete, especially on day 3. He has B catching revealed, and A to C run block, and A to C pass block. And then the route runnings are C, C, and C to F. So not a perfect candidate, but as a day 3 player, he might be a target. And then let's look at offensive line. And I can tell you, this line does not, this class does not look great. Cole Mayen, marginal to decent acceleration and poor to marginal strength as the best left tackle on the board. He is intriguing though because he is A pass block finesse, and A to B pass block power, and B run block. So he's a pure pass protector with good run blocking upside. Then there is Colt Favorite, 6'5", 335, 22 out of West Virginia. Marginal to decent acceleration, decent to solid speed, good to great strength. He is, yeah, not as good. C pass block, A to C run block. There's just not a whole lot there. The left guard situation looks a little better. Colby Nicholson, he is at least a good athlete, and he is day 3 projected. So there's going to be a good chance that he's there in like the 3rd round. And if he is, I might pick him up, but D injury, D pass block, C to F run block, that does not look as promising. Max Sharper, he is the top offensive lineman in this class. Projected 1 first round pick, 21 years old, with good to great acceleration, solid to good strength. He's a above average athlete, but not elite. But look at this dude. He has like A's across the board, except for his pass block and run block finesse. So apart from that, he's gonna be elite, and there's a good chance that even those ratings are gonna be like C's. And then there's Joey Young if you miss out on the first guy. Also above average athlete, not great though. He is not as good as Max Sharper, but he has good upside, I guess. He has like a lot of A's and A to C grades, so there's a good chance he's gonna be good. And then we have James Luck, a potential undrafted center out of Utah State, 22 years old, who is not as good an athlete as the other 2 guys, but still better than most of the tackles and guards. And his ratings are just all over the place. There is a good chance that he's a good pass protector, and that is also his archetype, but his run blocking is going to be awful. So he's more of a like a backup type. And then Philip Cowan, solid athlete, I guess. He is nothing special there, not explosive. He has F injury, but he might also be a good option as a pass protector, and he's also potentially undrafted. So there's a good chance I might be picking up one of those guys in like the 6th round. And then let's move on to right guard. We have Spencer Lucas, 6'2", 322, 22 years old, out of UCLA. Rounds 2 to 3 projected. He is an above average athlete, nothing spectacular, but I like where his athleticism is at. He has good upside as a pass protector, I think, but I need to know that pass block grade. for me to draft him. And then right guard Terrell Clayton, 6'4", 323, 22 years old. He is also, he's actually a pretty good athlete. He's like not just above average, he's really good. Not elite, but good. D injury though, and we don't know anything about his pass block ratings. Like this could be anywhere between like a good pass protector and an awful one. And then right tackle Kevin Reiner, 6'7", 306, so elite length already. He has pretty bad athleticism for somebody that's predicted to go in the first round, but A pass block finesse, A pass block power, and A awareness, and not injury prone, and he even can lead block. That looks pretty good to me. Ryan Teal, also like a first round projected tackle, like fringe, first round, second round. He is a really good athlete, and for his ratings, this is more like a Titans tackle. Like he can run block, probably really good, but his pass blocking is probably not there yet. And then we're going to move on to the defensive side of the football. Brandon Burks is a tweener, 276, great to elite strength, but also good to great acceleration as an end at 276. So he's going to have like high 80s acceleration, but probably still like high 80s strength. And he might be a great power rusher, but you already know A awareness, B play rec, A tackling. This guy is going to be high overall, maybe not as finished as a product, like from a pass rushing standpoint. And we have Martin Holcomb with great to elite acceleration and good to great speed, but not as good in the strength department. He has A finesse moves, so he is gonna threaten off the edge like Brian Burns did in the most recent game. So he might be a speed threat around the edge. Then we have Drew Griffith, 23 years old, so a little bit older, good to great strength. His acceleration is not as good. And he's 23 years old, so that already puts like a okay, so probably not gonna be this guy, but he's a first round projected edge rusher, and he has A block shedding, which is a great baseline, B awareness, A to C play rec. He's gonna be high overall, and you need to get one of those power or finesse moves up there. And then we have Matthew Starks, somebody that I am really interested in, 6'6", 274. With solid to good acceleration, great to elite strength, and he's only 21 years old. So he's gonna be a really good power rusher with a really high upside. A tackling, B play rec, A awareness, and B power moves, A to B pursuit. He knows how to get after the quarterback after he ditches the tackle, and he has high overall probably, and he's projected second to third round. Interior defensive line, Marcus Roby. He is a first round projected guy. Good to great acceleration for a defensive tackle. B power moves, B finesse moves, B to C pursuit, and C tackling. So he knows how to get after the quarterback, but taking him down is probably going to be an issue for now. Eric Hunter, 6'3", 299, 21 years old. Projected second to third round. He has good to great acceleration and great to elite speed as a defensive tackle. F injury though, so that's already like putting a damper on things. But he has B finesse moves, C pursuit, B to D tackling. He's an okay third round player, I guess. Spencer Noble, 6'3", 244, 22 years old. He is a top 5 projected edge rusher. And projected to be going in the top 5 in the last mock draft. Good to great acceleration, solid to good speed. He has A finesse moves, that's his thing. He gets after the quarterback. He has A to B pursuit. His tackling might need a little work, but he also might have some coverage upside. Jeremiah Gold, also like a top 10 prospect, 6'6", 251, 21 years old. He has poor to marginal acceleration and solid to good speed, good to great strength. So this guy probably acceleration in like the 70s, maybe low 80s if you're lucky, probably not. But A, power moves, A, pursuit, B, tackling. There's a way for him to get a high sack count and B, hit power, so he might even have some forced fumbles in there. So that's kind of interesting. Jose Long, 6'2", 240, really slender frame and kind of small. Great to elite excel, good to great speed, decent to solid strength. This linebacker or edge rusher prospect, I guess, is really slim with that 240, but he is actually not an edge rusher. I just realized he is a coverage guy. Zone coverage B, man coverage C, A, tackling. Looks pretty solid. Middle linebackers, Andrew Kelly, 5'11", 232. Kind of reminds me of Devin Bush. Great to elite speed, solid to good acceleration. So that's probably going to be high 80s acceleration and speed. His strength is pretty awful and he has D block shedding. But A, zone coverage, B, man coverage. If you need another zone linebacker, this is your guy. Because this was pretty awful. We played the Panthers and Dean Thomas had like over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. Terry Foster, 6 feet, 250, 21 years old, who has really good athleticism, really bad in man coverage, and but he has B hit power and B awareness, and I think there is a chance for him to be like a really aggressive run-stopping linebacker, kind of a thumper. Ryan Springs. This is my top target at number 1 overall. Poor to marginal acceleration. Solid to good speed, good to great strength. Not a special athlete at all, and I'm really worried about that acceleration. But he has A to B power moves, A hit power, A pursuit, B tackle, and A awareness. There's a chance he might be a really elite edge rusher in his first year, despite having a first step like Nick Bosa. Nick Bayless, great to elite acceleration, good to great speed, solid to good strength. He is way better as an athlete, and he is 2nd to 3rd round projected. He's not an edge rusher though. He is a linebacker, and A zone coverage, B man coverage, A pursuit, B tackling. A good one at that probably. So maybe there's a chance I'm gonna take him in like the 2nd or 3rd round. Jawan Copper, 5'11", 229. Again, another Devin Bush here. Good to great acceleration, great to elite speed. I think this is also a linebacker type. Yeah, exactly. He's a horrible edge rusher, but he has A zone coverage, B man coverage, B pursuit, but he is injury prone. D to F. That's not great, but looks really solid. Let's move on to the secondary, and this is a guy I scouted. Brian Roberts, 5'11", 188. He is an outside zone corner, if I remember correctly. Great to elite excel and great to elite speed. So the athleticism is there. I don't care about the other scores. He is going to be really good. And for a rookie, B press and B catching. Those are 2 ratings that are so hard to get up there. And then his zone and man are both C's. So that's something to work on, but it's a lot harder to get better in press. Tyler Kirkland, 5'10", 198. Looks really small, really slender frame, but good to great speed. And if that acceleration and if that speed turns out as solid, you're looking at a really solid prospect. But he's a 1st round projected player. B press again for him, and he's a man corner, very obviously, and his tackling is just a C, so he might be more like an outside man corner, a press guy. Andrew Phillips at 6 foot 186. He has great to elite acceleration and solid to good speed, so that already looks a lot better than Tyler Kirkland, and he has more size, but his coverages are worse. So Press is at B, but the other stuff you gotta work on. The thing is, he's not injury prone and he's a projected 3rd round player. So there's a good chance I'm gonna pick up Andrew Phillips. Free safeties, Marcus Booker. He is a solid to good excel and speed guy. And his strength is not all that great. Strength matters for safeties because they are going to have to do something in run defense. But he has B block shedding. He has B man coverage, C zone, B pursuit, B hit power, and A awareness. He looks like a solid safety. But this is the guy I'm really excited about. This is a top 10 player, man. Byron Redmond, 6'1", 197, 21 years old. Solid to good excel and great to elite speed. This guy is really good. And I'll tell you why in just a couple seconds when we're gonna reveal his letter grades. But I wanna get this guy, man. This is a top 10 player and I wanna make sure I get him. He has A man coverage, A hit power, and A awareness and A play rec. He's gonna be a high overall guy. He also has B block shed and I think it was also B tackling. This guy is gonna be special. So I am gonna try to get Byron Redmond at almost all costs. Ezekiel Rivers looks like a solid option. As a 1st round safety, that might not be enough if you have a chance to select like a Redmond. I'm not sure you can defend Rivers there. And then we have a 2nd round option, which I scouted to 100%. And he has great to elite acceleration, great to elite speed, and great to elite strength. Just his change of direction and his jumping are kind of not all that great. But Caleb Burgess looks really solid as a run stopper. A block shedding, A pursuit, A hit power. He also has A catching, which is kind of interesting. This is a really interesting build here. A lot of C's across the board, but the athleticism is there. And if he's there in like the 2nd round, I'm gonna take a shot. But yeah, this draft class has a lot of exciting values in like the 2nd and 3rd rounds. And also a few 1st round players that I'm really interested in. And then we're gonna re-sign Cameron Johnson. He has 97 kick power as a punter. Really like that. We're gonna have an upgrade here for Chris Portillo. +1 pursuit, +2 tackle, +1 zone. That's kind of average, but it's okay. So he's developing into a fringe starting level linebacker, I guess. He has a lot of ratings in the 70s, which doesn't look all that great, but he is a rookie. As opposed to Christian Harris, who is not a rookie anymore and can't seem to develop past a 75 barrier. Probably if he doesn't get like a huge breakout or anything, he is probably never going to be more than the backup level linebacker. We're going to move on. This is another NFC South game. Desmond Ridder is the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. He's going to be their guy. They drafted Trey McMillan last year in the draft. I'm really excited about him. Not gonna draft a 1st round running back like ever. You need to be like a special level running back for me to pick you up in the 1st round. But McMillan looks pretty solid. They have Drake London. They have Kyle Pitts with his great athleticism. And for the offensive line, it looks pretty solid. They drafted Jamie Nance. I think it was like a 2nd or 3rd round pick last year. Really solid guard. They also picked up Jamie Anthony, who was also like a day 2 guy. And he's an awful run blocker, but his pass protection skills look pretty solid. And then for the defense, there is nothing special going on in this defense. There is no one to talk about here apart from AJ Terrell, and they also signed Casey Hayward. So that's a solid corner duo, but that defensive line should be obliterated. That linebacker room only has Deion Jones, and he's getting older. And then in the back end, they have Keanu Neal, who is solid. But nothing compared to his former self. And so we're gonna have a second NFC South game in this episode, and I think that's actually the last game from the cross-conference play, because after that I think it's 3 AFC South, 3 AFC matches for the last episode. But yeah, never mind, let's get back to this one. I think the way you win this game as the Texans is you have to beat up that defense. This is a weak-ass defense. This defense should be beaten down all game long. This defensive line is really weak. You need to run down their throats. I mean, I guess they still have Grady Jarrett. And I mean, I guess Deion Jones is not horrible, but you need to run over that defensive line, and you need to throw it all over that safety room. Not the corner room. That's probably a bad idea. 1st and 10. Davis Mills gets it away, wide open. Justin Ross, 20 yards. 1st down, Texans. Beautiful throw, wide open between the zones there. And they're to the midfield logo now. 2 runs, results in -3 yards. Davis Mills gets it away. It's caught. Brevin Jordan, 16 yards, I guess. 16 yards? Yeah, I think it's 16 yards. 3rd and 9, Davis Mills, wide open. AJ Lincoln, welcome back from injury. Speaking of injuries, Laramie Tunsil down. And he walks into the locker room, which is not a great sight at all. Davis Mills up the middle. Dameon Pierce, nowhere to go. And dislocated elbow. So Laramie Tunsil is going to be out. This is it for him. So we're going to have Owen Freeman on the left side of the line. And pressure is coming in from the left side. And this is a touchdown. Mills just about got it away. It is Brandon Cooks in the end zone. Touchdown Texans. 7-0 ball game. And the Falcons get out onto the field with Desmond Ridder. 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Solid season. And we'll see how this Falcons offense is going to be doing. Ridder. 4-man pressure coming in. But 1st down, this is Calvin Ridley. And a 1st down on the outside. I think that was like 18 yards. And they're moving the chains. Rushing down the field quickly. And this is a 1st down run for 10 yards. And another 1st down. And there is an injury. And it is Kyle Pitts. So he's going to walk into the locker room. Probably gonna be out for a while. 1st and 10. Ridder to the end zone. And this is caught by Drake London. What a catch for London over Alex Day. Ridiculous. That is gonna tie up the game at 7. Look at this one. Alex Day is all over him for the entire play. And London still hauls it in. 2nd and 11. Davis Mills over the middle on the post. This is Justin Ross, 17 yards, 1st down. 1st and 10, Davis Mills. Pressure coming in from the left side, and he didn't see it coming. That was a nickel blitz. Taylor Rapp into the backfield. So that's a sack. 3rd and 8, Mills. Pressure coming in, getting it away. Brevin Jordan. And that was really close. 24 yards to the tight end. And a 1st down for the Texans in field goal range now. Look at this one. Andre Dillard had a really bad rep there. 2nd and 1. Mills. Pressured again from both sides. And they get to him. That's another sack. It's Ogundeji with a half sack. And I'm not sure who the other guy was. But 3rd and 8 coming up. Davis Mills. And pressured again. Sacked. 4th down and 15 at the 40. Are you going to take the field goal here? No, they are not. They punted it away because the wind was facing the other direction. Or blowing the other direction, I guess. 15 yards to Calvin Ridley. That's a first down. 2nd and 10, Desmond Ridder. They drop out of the double-A gap. Look. Oh, and Freeman almost gave up another sack. But Ridder just about got it away to Drake London in front of Alex Day. And there is a huge opening. This is Darrell Henderson, their running back. They signed him last offseason. And that's sad because I really wanted to see Trey McMillan. And since this is the NFC, I'm not going to see him for at least 4 years. Or if they release him at some point, I guess. But I'm not sure. So we're not going to see McMillan. And then to the other side, this is a 56-yard try, and they missed it. But I think it was just the direction, not the length. Damian Pierce runs it up the right side. That's an 11-yard gain, and they get into the red zone now. Mills, you need to make a decision. Gets it away. Ross inside the 5. We're inside the 2-minute warning also, by the way. 40 seconds and counting down. 20 seconds left on the clock. Pressure coming in. Gets it away. A.J. Lincoln. Touchdown Texans. And they are, in fact, taking the lead again. This is going to be a 14-point game pending the extra point. And that's it. We're going into halftime. And of course, if you enjoy this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And let's look at some other games around the league. The Panthers that we just beat were also beaten by the Colts. And the Panthers, by the way, were a 10-2 team when we met them. Or like a 9-2 team when we met them. And now they're a 10-4 team and lost to the Colts there. So that's not going well for the Panthers. And then also the Jaguars win. So they are evening up the score between them, and the Colts are running away with the division for the playoffs. 3rd and 13 now, though, for Desmond Ridder, and nowhere to go. He just dumps it off, and that's going to be a 4th down and a punt back to the Texans. So they have a chance to expand this lead as Brandon Cooks hauls it in. That's 11 yards and a 1st down. I have noticed that he is getting some more targets now, that I have figured out that I need to get him on a lot of crossers, because for the first 1.5 years of the series, I didn't get Brandon Cooks all the targets he needs to get because we just didn't have the O-line. He is a deep threat, and if you don't have the O-line to do that, like to just throw deep balls to him all the time, then he's not going to get any targets. But now I figured out that he just needs some more crossers in there, and he's going to get some more targets that way. Still going to get some deep balls here and there. But he's also not a great contested catcher, and his speed is not that elite that he just can run away with it. And there is, by the way, a 4th down here forced by Kendall Sheffield. And they punt it back to the Texans. But yeah, the Texans move the chains here for Justin Ross with a nice 13-yard completion. 3rd and 6 now coming up though, and pressure's coming in already, and this is a sack again, and wide open. It would have been Brandon Cooks over the middle, but there's just not enough time, and they punt it back to the Falcons. And they get it away. 1-on-1 down the sideline, and that is a catch. He hauled it in. Are you kidding me? 39 yards to Drake London over Alex Day's head. Wow, Alex Day's going to have a tough Monday morning when they're going to analyze this game. And Darrell Henderson just ran it down to the 1. That's 19 yards for him. 1st and goal for the Falcons. And that is Henderson into the end zone. Great play by the Falcons. They tie up this game at 14. But yeah, Brandon Cooks. He is just somebody that he also doesn't have the elite release that I'm looking for in a deep threat. Like, you need to get off the line. If you can't get off the line, then what good are you as a deep threat? If like they can just press you at the line and you never get away, that's also something. It costs a second more for him to get off the line than a good deep threat would. And Brandon Cooks has a very special skill set. 4th down now, though, for the Falcons. And they are going to give it to the fullback, and he's just going to run it up the middle and get the first down. It's Nick Bodden, 14 yards into Texans territory there. Now 1st and 10 for Ritter. And he is going outside the pocket. Gets it away. Coverage can't hold up forever, dude. And that's a touchdown for Drake London. Really? That was a touchdown? That looked really close there at the goal line. And the Falcons are taking a lead here. Oh, there is a booth review. I saw it coming. This is probably going to be very close. Yeah. First of all, how can you even let this be a completion? Yeah, that is down shy of the goal line by a mile. 2nd and goal, 3 minutes left in the game. Ritter, slant, touchdown, Calvin Ridley. It doesn't matter now. But that last play, dude, you gotta sack the quarterback right then and there. That was like 5 seconds, and like at some point, coverage is gonna get shredded, and this is Brevin Jordan down the field, and he is breaking a tackle and is brought down with a huge gain of 59 yards. They had nobody lined up over him, and he just took advantage of that. Got the audible for a fly down the field, and he just got behind the defense. And he has like 85 speed, so he's not even that fast. But he still got behind the defense because they lined up nobody over him. 5-man pressure, gets it away, Brandon Cooks. 1st down. Completed. We're inside the 2-minute warning now. Can you tie up this game? 1st and goal. Dameon Pierce up the middle. Touchdown Texans. And they tie up this game at 21. Third and 10 for Desmond Ritter. Wide open, Calvin Ridley. These zones are way too soft. 2nd and 10. Ritter is sacked. Finally brought down by Ross Blacklock. They get the ball back to the Texans. Mills at the sideline, hauled in by AJ Lincoln, 13 yards. Can you get down the field? You need like 30 more yards to get into field goal range, and you only have 1 timeout left. Pressure coming in. Mills sacked, fumble, and the Falcons recover. What is happening, man? You had a chance to win this game. And Davis Mills just had no time at all. He saw that there was a blitz. He wanted to get it away, but he gets sacked once again. And there is also something that I realized about this entire situation with Davis Mills. He is a game manager. He's not a franchise quarterback. And if you're trying to make him into one, I guess you can do that. I think we're going to end up with one more season of Davis Mills after this one, because there's just no quarterbacks in that draft class that I am like positive that they are franchise quarterbacks, in fact, and they're even slower than Davis Mills. There's no scramblers in that new draft class. And so Davis Mills also has a really slow release. He gets sacked a lot because he can't get the ball away like with a quicker motion. And that is also reason you need to replace him, because that is just not going to be enough over time. And when I talked about the Falcons defense earlier, you need to run over the defense. Yeah, I don't know what happened. They do not have great players, but somehow the offensive line was so awful that Dameon Pierce had less than 3 yards to carry. Like, dude, that is straight up awful. AJ Lincoln gets back from injury, gets a few catches and a touchdown. Brandon Cooks also a few catches and a touchdown. That's a lot more targets now, but they are like less yards per reception because he's running a lot of like crossers and like over the middle stuff. Now that I figured out how to get him more targets, so that's just he gets more volume but not more yards. And yeah, after Laramie Tunsil's injury on the first drive, I kind of felt like this game is gonna be lost, just because there is just no way that we're gonna win this one with Owen Freeman at left tackle. That's just not gonna work. Laramie Tunsil is kind of irreplaceable along that line, and I need to make sure we get him back for next year, or we get somebody of his caliber for next year, because if we don't get him back for next year, might as well just lose all 17 games next year too. AJ Lincoln with a nice upgrade here. Gets a few points and like everything. Honestly, if I look at it right now, AJ Lincoln and Brandon Cooks have the exact same skill set, except Lincoln is a short route runner and Cooks is a deep route runner. But apart from that, both have pretty awful release. Both are not all that great in catching traffic. And both have good, not great athleticism. Laramie Tunsil done for the season. So what do? We are gonna place him on injured reserve, and we're gonna look for a replacement, because Owen Freeman is not the guy. He's an undrafted tackle I picked up at the end of the last draft, and he has not panned out at all. He's not even a good backup. So this is a practice squad guy from the Falcons that we just played, which is kind of funny, and we're gonna pick this guy up, Rashid Walker, as a left tackle. He looks a little bit better, so maybe there's a way that we can play some solid offense in those last 3 games. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more Texans franchise. See you in the next episode. Until then, spread some love.